Alrighty guys, welcome back to Star Wars Review. Today I am reviewing the Hyperbolic Adventures issue 13, subtitled For Light and Life, which was written by Dan and Jose, older with art by Harvey Talabeo, and was released on February 23rd, 2022, which is the final issue of the Phase 1 Hyperbolic Adventures series. And as of right now, it's also the final Star Wars comic from IDW, as Dark Horse will be publishing the Phase 2 Adventure series and all the other all-ages comics. But, yeah, this issue, though, I thought it was a cute issue. It doesn't really answer many questions while we're set up in a Midnight Horizon or the final issue of the Marvel series, Trail of Shadows. Mainly because, there's a lot of the same characters from the series who appear in both of those. But we do actually get some events from Midnight Horizon, but from a different point of view. In Midnight Horizon, we saw Lula and Zine interrogate Crix, who slips up that denial are on Corellia and Gus Talon, which Zine then heads off to help the others on Corellia, which, we see those events in this issue also, but I'll get into that more in a moment. But start of the issue, we see them taking Crix back to the Starhopper, and we see Buckets of Blood tell Lula that Cantham thinks that she's ready to be knighted. And once they're back on the Starhopper, they'll do the ceremony, which once they get back is when the stuff of Lula and Zine interrogating Crix and whatnot, and then Zine heading off to Corellia. We get all that same stuff, but from Lula's point of view, we get her inner thoughts about everything and whatnot, which in Midnight Horizon we got Zine's it's from Zine's point of view and whatnot. But Lula is saying that she's not ready to become a knight yet because, of her love for Zine. So, enjoyed getting all that, and, they kind of say their, maybe final goodbyes in the issue also, because, we have no clue if Lula ends up surviving the destruction of Starlight Beacon. But all while that's going on, we see that some younglings have been brought aboard the Starhopper, and one of them is a Loxian, like Court, and so we see Court kind of bond with them. He finds out that her name is Zint, and we kind of see them meditating with each other, which Farzala eventually finds them, kind of joins in meditating with them. But then Buckets of Blood, Oberduck Gil, and this Doug Jedi Master named Tabakan Pack find them and kind of tell them about, being knighted, that, Court and Farzala are going to be knighted, which Lula then shows up, and she declines, to be knighted, saying that she has some things to figure out beforehand. But the issue ends with the Masters knighting Court and Farzala as all the Jedi aboard the Starhopper then yell for light and life as they head towards Starlight Beacon. So yeah, it didn't really give many answers to what happens to all these characters on Starlight Beacon. We know from Midnight Horizon, the final issue of Trail of Shadows, that Court does survive. But in that final issue of Trail of Shadows, we also see Buckets of Blood. And it seems like from what he's saying that that Lula and Farzala are dead. He doesn't, say their names or anything, but I think he says that some of the young promising Jedis gave their life or something like that. But it's that's not exactly what he says, but from what he says, it makes it seem like they might have died, but also makes it seem like they might have lived. Don't really know. But he also ends up staying aboard the station, so we don't know his fate either. We also don't really know what happens with Crix either. This issue doesn't, obviously say anything like the other characters, but none of the other stories really mention what happens to him. In the Trail of Shadows, we also see the Nile are aboard Starlight Beacon also, so he might have just went back with them and they got out. We don't know. But this issue did show Court and Farzala getting knighted while Lula declines. So, obviously with Court, it was actually said in Trail of Shadows also that he was recently knighted. So it did kind of spoil, this issue. So I do wish to kind of release this issue before that issue. Would have ended up, it would have created less questions. Because the issue created a lot of questions I was expecting to be answered in this issue, which ended up not being the case. So, I feel like I wouldn't have been as disappointed with this issue as I was if that was the case. But, because of these recent developments with, Farzala Lula and whatnot. I do expect that maybe they will survive. At least Lula, I would assume, will survive. Declining, getting knighted and whatnot. Kind of, her story isn't wrapped up yet, so I feel like, she might survive, along with Crick, so I feel like his story also wasn't really wrapped up. So yeah, but obviously this comic is made for all ages, more towards younger audiences. So it makes sense not to have like this super dark ending of, these characters aboard Starlight Beacon while it's getting destroyed and whatnot, and some of them dying, So instead, it ends on a lighter, more hopeful note of, these characters getting, at least 2 of them getting knighted and whatnot. There's hope at the end. Obviously, at the end, we see Starlight Beacon kind of ominously in the background, so it's kind of is a more subtle, darker ending, because, we see them heading to Starlight Beacon, and we know what happens to the space station, so, and there's some unanswered fates for some of the characters, so, yeah, is technically a, kind of lighter, more hopeful ending, but also kind of a, darker ending with that. So yeah, but I enjoyed the stuff with Lula and Zine, getting Lula's inner thoughts, even those moments we saw him in at Horizon. I liked Court and Zint, and thought that was a cute, wholesome little moment. We do know obviously Court survives, and I believe in Trail Shadows we actually see Zint also, so we know that she survives also. So yeah, but this issue was more of a fitting end to this series, kind of the tone this series had for its 13 issues, or for the 12 issues before this one, had the same tone, so makes sense. But I will say I was a little disappointed that some of the questions set up in the other stories weren't answered yet, but that's not like a big deal, I guess. Like I'm fine with the stuff going unanswered for now, because I would assume it'll eventually get answered in phase 3. So yeah, but anyways, my grade for this issue, I'm gonna give it a B-. So yeah, but that's gonna be it for this one. You can check out my reviews for the rest of the Hyperbolic Adventures series and all my other Hyperbolic stuff and everything else I do. I've been Stars, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.